with the Big K question. I mean, you know, speaking about the Big K and stuff, the interview with you at 15 Minutes of Fame after the battle, you said that you compare battling to a feature, where you were a little disappointed that he didn't come with his A game. I mean, so like you want to put on a show for everybody, right? It's not necessarily about just beating the dude.
Nah, I mean, you know, back in the day, it was really about the win for me, because it was more about, it was like competitive in terms of like, yo, you're really climbing up the ranks and all this stuff. And I mean, I think it still is like that today, but before I was trying to, you know, I think there was just a smaller pool. It wasn't really a business the way it is, so it wasn't about getting booked for a battle. It was about winning and then having, you know, your name rings bells and then your music. You know what I mean? It was like kind of a whole thing that went with it, whereas now it's more of like a self-contained, like battle rap is its own thing, like more than ever. So that being the case, and there being like, you know, seeing how some of these battles that over the years, it's like they become like really important pieces of, at least important pieces of battle rap culture, and then, you know, some of them that transcend just battle rap and become important pieces of hip-hop culture. That, to me, is like, you know, I'm not pursuing a career as a recording artist, rapper anymore. But I still want to contribute to the culture and contribute to, you know, just the history of it. I still want to contribute creatively to hip hop. You know what I mean? And so, to me, creating a classic that people can watch forever has become the goal, more than, yo, I'm gonna beat this person and then it's gonna elevate my name and then I'm gonna release my album or get a, you know, sign a deal and put out a single or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me now, yeah, it's just like I want to just like create those moments, you know, have those moments that just great moments that people can look to as, you know, I'm an old man, like I said, I grew up with certain rules or certain like ethics, you know, certain standards, and if I can exhibit that in the ring and then people can look to that as an example, I feel like I'm kind of giving back and helping preserve the culture and just contribute where people can have that feeling, you know what I mean? Have the feeling that I did when I was a kid, where it was just like, man, like, how do they do this? Like, this shit is incredible. Like, these people are superheroes to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I noticed, too, about, like, you, the Murder Moogs, Sirius Jones and stuff? Like, you guys don't, like, back in the day, a stumble used to be a choke, right? Like, you stumble over your word, and it's like, oh. So you guys don't choke. You know, you guys, like, when you go up there, you're professional and stuff. How, what do you think the state of the culture is, too, with people choking that heavily and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's unfortunate. I think that, you know, I think I've said this before, but I think it's some of it is just like, you know, it's become a business and people are a draw. You know, somebody's a draw. It's not about it's not really about your win-loss record anymore for certain people, or it's not about, you know, they it's not to say that money is good or bad. I just think that when you're, you know, we used to do it just for respect, and like, that's not to be like, oh, back in my day it was just about respect, but like that's really what it was. Like, you literally you weren't making money doing it. So it was really just for recognition and to achieve another goal with your music or whatever it was. And so it was like, yo, if you fuck up, like, you really can't come back. And so you just wouldn't have credibility. You know what I mean? You would have no credibility if you stumbled or if you choked or you just went blank. And so I think, you know, it was just all of the energy was into doing great because you couldn't afford, not financially to not do great, but you couldn't afford, like, culturally, like, you couldn't afford it your career, just everything you couldn't, you know, your ego, your emotions, like you couldn't afford it. And I think that money just divides the focus to a certain extent.